All right, guys. Today's the FOMC day. We also got the non-farm employment change data coming out pretty soon. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. All right. All right, guys. So we are here today. What's up, Pawn? Yeah, we got the non-farm employment change data coming out today as well. Today's the FOMC rate hike decision. Press conference starts at 2:30. The decision drops at 2 p.m. Eastern. We also have non-farm employment change data coming out at 8:15 market time. Up on screen so you could see it. Non-farm data is not the biggest report. Like, it's not like some huge report, but it's relevant for sure. It precedes non-farm payroll data on Friday. Hope you guys were safe yesterday. But yeah, non-farm payroll data expected to come in at 150,000. We got manufacturing and services, or manufacturing PMI Jolts report. All going live at 10, man. Honestly, busy day, dude. We got the Fed rate hike decision later on. Yeah, Jolts report is today too, man. Honestly, we got a lot of stuff today. I didn't realize how much stuff we had. But that's all good. You know, gives me more stuff to cover, but still. I didn't realize like how much stuff we had. Yeah, man. It's been a long night for me too, man. Ugh. But I'm up. I'm awake. You know. This is a daily chart. Dude, I've been analyzing. There we go. That's much better. All right. Oh, man. All right. So with the poll is going to say with FOMC non-farm data, Jolts, and more, does the market close red or green today? Red, green. I'm going to read through the option. Vote in that poll. Let us know how you feel. Hey, what's up, Prey? What's up, Liv? What's up, CT? What's up, Chic? What's up, Brand? Tesla's up some. The last time AMD, we covered AMD earnings yesterday. AMD had pretty good numbers. You can see they're reacting pretty well to this. Here's AMD way up here. AMD all the way up at. I didn't realize, but AMD kind of gave it back a little bit after, like early this morning. AMD at 97, so it's kind of flat. It had a good day yesterday though. So Nvidia, up at 405, rebounded some yesterday. The SPY itself is down slightly on the day, sitting at 417s. But today's going to be a day of big volatility. We're just going to have a lot of stuff going on. We also have some earnings this morning I forgot about. We've got Norwegian Cruise at 7:30, which is in like 45 minutes. We got CBS that should be out already. Check. CBS posted 221 EPS versus 213 estimates. Revenue of 89.76 billion versus 88.25 expected. So CBS beat earnings. Here's their numbers right there. If we look at CBS here, they didn't really react positively to it, so there must have been some nuance to that they didn't like. Humana also posted earnings. Humana posted 778 EPS versus 716, so better than expected EPS. Revenue slightly missed expectations. Their fiscal year EPS view was at least 28.25 versus 28.31 expected. So lower guidance for Humana as well. So mixed results, BDPS, mixed revenue for Humana. And then they missed guidance. They expected 28.31 for their EPS view for the fiscal year, and they ended up showing 28.25. So slightly lower than expected there for Humana, which is an insurance company. DuPont posted numbers, 92-cent profit per share versus 84 cents expected. Revenue was 3.05 versus 3.15, so they missed revenue. BDPS, they also said they're planning additional restructuring action to drive operational performance. BP, head of gas low carbon, says that they are continuing to develop U.S. offshore wind projects with Equinor. Yeah, so that's basically the news right now. I don't see any of the other earnings. We're supposed to have Estee Lauder just dropped. They posted 11-cent profit versus 20-cent loss per share. So beat EPS. Revenue of 3.52 versus 3.53 expected. They also lowered their fiscal year outlook for Estee Lauder. So a miss for Estee Lauder. I'm sure they're gapping down from it. See, I love my voice when it's this deep. When I first wake up in the morning, my nose is kind of stopped up. So I wish my voice stayed this deep like Batman. Problem is in 20, 30 minutes, I'll go from Batman to Pee Wee Herman. PGR. Is it PGR, that electric company that started the fires over in Cali? Maybe it's not. No, that's Progressive. Sorry, not that. I'm thinking of P&G is what I'm thinking of. Free fall, maybe. Morning, what's your expectation on the market today? I really don't know, man. I think sorry, I don't mean to call you man, but I really don't know. It's just an expression, but I really don't know. I think with all the stuff going on, it's very difficult to tell. We've got a bunch of data coming out today, not only a lot of economic reports, not just the FOMC meeting either. Again, just to put this into perspective, right? So this morning alone, we've got Norwegian Cruise earnings, CBS earnings, Humana earnings, Estee Lauder earnings, Kraft Heinz earnings, Wingstop earnings, SunPower earnings, and a bunch of other ones, to be honest. And that's just earnings. Aside from that, and just like economic reports that released this morning, not the FOMC meeting, but economic reports that released this morning, we have non-farm employment change. You got the NBA 30-year mortgage rate dropping this morning. Again, non-farm employment change. You got ISM manufacturing PMI. You got the Jolts job report as well. And then that plus all the earnings. And then again at 2 p.m., we got the FOMC rate hike decision as well as the press conference. And then this evening, we have more earnings. Specifically, this evening, we have PayPal, Roku, QCOM, Supermicro, Airbnb, Etsy, Elf, Marathon Oil, a bunch of other ones too. So MicroStrategy, DoorDash this morning. So we got a lot of earnings that are releasing today as well. It's just a really, really busy day. So with all the different variables that are today, with all the different economic reports and kind of variables we have today, it's very difficult to tell what the market is going to do because like the economic reports this morning could come in positive. Let's just say they all came in positive, which is unlikely. Some are, I'm sure, not going to be good. Some are going to be good. But say they all came in positive, right? Then you got earnings that could come in negative. PayPal could tank, Roku could tank, QCOM could tank, Supermicro, Airbnb could tank, right? And then you also have the FOMC meeting. They could do a surprise rate hike and the market can still drop it. So very difficult to tell price action today. Anybody that claims to know what the market's going to do today, you just want to ignore them. Also, we have troubles in the real estate market as well. Like definitely troubles in the real estate market. Yeah, choppiness makes sense, I think. Choppiness does make sense. I think days with a lot of the time ahead of the FOMC meeting, the market's choppy, right? And so when you add all the other stuff into that bag, it's pretty likely that we're going to be choppy. It's not a for sure thing, like I don't really know what we're going to get. I hope we run because I guess I'm bullish, but who knows? We certainly could not run. We got Palantir earnings this morning too. Hey, I don't even know what to title my stream today, bro. You sure we got Palantir earnings? No, tomorrow. Palantir earnings are tomorrow on Thursday, November 2nd at 7 a.m. So Palantir earnings are tomorrow morning, not this morning. I was going to say, man, another big earnings report. Yeah, a lot of variables. Palantir is kind of an AI company now, I think. Right? All right, guys. Hey, slap the like button, hit the subscribe button. I figured it might be a little bit slower this morning because everybody's sleeping still because of Halloween yesterday. Yeah, we'll see if we get volatility. I don't know. Looking at our poll numbers, we got like 50 votes already in a couple minutes, but 45% say red, 54% say green. Again, hit the like button as well. We got over 100 people here already, so that's nice. Again, today's the FOMC day. Again, we also have non-farm employment change data coming out pretty soon. Like it's almost 7, and so we got like an hour and a half, a little bit under an hour and a half before non-farm employment change data comes out, and then everything else that releases today. So. ADP brings volatility. It might bring some. The ADP non-farm payroll data typically bring more volatility though than this. But it depends, you know. It depends on what it is, you know. Hey, slap that subscribe button, team. We appreciate it. How about those Rangers, guys? How about those Rangers? All right, guys. So, yeah, progressive earnings today. Yeah, progressive earnings are scheduled to release right at wait, are progressive earnings today? Are they this evening? I gotta look it up. I don't see them today. Let me see. Oh, progressive earnings probably already out. All right, again, Estee Lauder missed. Yeah, I don't think progressive earnings are today. I think progressive earnings have already came out sometime. Yeah, progressive earnings came out 3 weeks ago. They posted EPS of 189. They posted EPS of 209, beat 172, sales of 14.8, beat the 15.4. So progressive earnings are not today. That's what I thought. Yeah, so today we got Norwegian Cruise dropping in like 30 minutes. We got CVS already out, Humana already out, Estee Lauder, Wayfair dropping in about 3 minutes, Kraft Heinz dropping in about 3 minutes, Wingstop dropping in an hour and 3 minutes, and a bunch of other ones. But the big ones, the next big one's Norwegian Cruise, I would say. It's CLH. All right, hey guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. Again, I think a lot of people are probably still sleeping today, which is all right. You know us, we stream constantly. All right, team. So again, I'm watching some other stuff here. We're gonna see if we can find anything good today. Again, so there goes. So the Kraft Heinz number should have just dropped. So NBA 30-year mortgage rate came in at 7.86% versus previous of 7.9%. So the 30-year did drop a little bit for NBA 30-year mortgage rate. So that's good. You know, I think it needs to drop. Honestly, real estate's super high. We're also supposed to have like Kraft Heinz release their numbers too. Let's see what else we had dropping just now. So again, we got Norwegian Cruise dropping in 30 minutes. Wayfair just released, I think. Positive year-over-year revenue growth, strong order momentum for Wayfair. We also have Kraft Heinz, basically. They posted 21-cent profit per share. They expected 66-cent, or no, they posted 72-cent profit per share. They expected 66 cents. Sales of 6.6 billion. They expected 6.34 billion, so higher than expected. They also declared a regular quarterly dividend of 40 cents a share. Common stock payable on December 29th. Yeah, I mean, we were never going to cut, but yeah, so 2.9 chance of rate hike, 97% chance of pause. We were never going to cut, though, I don't think. What's up, Caesar? Yeah, rate hike 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Yeah, so Kraft Heinz out, NBA rates lowering down a little bit, which is, again, something that's kind of needed. Not sure why, but yesterday there was an almost 4% chance of a cut that popped up. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why. Yum Brands posted 144 EPS versus 128 expected revenue of blank. They didn't show the revenue. I don't know. At least give us positive commentary this time. Who? Me? I'm not negative. All right, so yeah, Kraft Heinz reporting numbers. People are getting mad at Mr. Beast. All right, guys. SPY at 417s. Honestly, I think the World Series are about to win. The Rangers are about to win the World Series next game. Ryan Cohen says he's going to give every player on the Texas Rangers $1,000 GameStop gift card. Bro, they don't want that, dude. Bro, nobody cares about GameStop, bro. Look, I like GameStop. The problem with GameStop, again, and I'm going to rant about it like I do every day. GameStop actually up a little bit today. That's cool to see. Anyways, the problem with GameStop, okay, is it's so ironic how manipulatable the public is. Okay, like it's so hilarious how manipulatable the public is. It really is. Right? And so number one, GameStop had a terrible corporate culture prior to the crazy memes, mania squeeze stuff. It had a terrible corporate culture. It used to like treat its employees terribly, treat its managers terribly, give them unrealistic targets, fire them if they didn't hit them. Just got really weird and like surprisingly like an aggressive, terrible corporate culture at a like place. They hire young kids out of college, pay a minimum wage, like just a terrible corporate culture. If you look at people like Camelot 331 or whatever that dude's name is, he talks about it. He talks about how bad GameStop was. I've had people I knew that worked at GameStop that were just like, it was terrible. Like they're horrible to their employees, right? And so ironically enough, GameStop becomes the poster child of anti-big money, like anti-elite. And so it's like they literally pumped up a stock that had a terrible corporate culture to retaliate against terrible corporate culture. You know what I mean? And again, they're just oblivious to all of it. I think GameStop was probably behind it, to be honest. I think that's one theory that not a lot of people look at. I think GameStop might have been behind this thing to begin with. It's very easy to create a fake following and stuff like that online from the, on Reddit and stuff. So, but yeah, that's the ironic part. And now the problem with GameStop is simple. It just doesn't have a sustainable business model anymore. And I think everybody knows that deep down, as much as they might not want to look at it. Everybody kind of knows that. I don't know about the real estate market. I really don't know. Hey, what's up, UB? Yeah, again, people ask me all the time I don't know what the real estate market's going to do. I know the real estate market got sued yesterday. Basically, the National Association of Realtors, as well as like some other groups, got sued. Keller Williams was one of them for like billions, and it's kind of crazy. Basically, they said that they did anti-competitive things, been colluded on commission rates. And again, I talked about this before, like from the perspective of a real estate agent, right? Like I talked about this before from a real estate agent. Like I'm a real estate agent here in Texas, right? I have my license at least. I don't actually sell that many homes. I'm definitely not advertising my services. I don't even have time, to really deal with that right now. But okay, so the thing you have to understand is that in Texas, at least, and it might be universally like nationwide, it might be worldwide, I don't know, but according to the rules, you're not supposed to tell anybody that there's a standard commission rate. It's always supposed to be negotiable, right? And if you tell people like, yeah, you have to do 3%, or you have to do 4%, or you have to do 2.5%, right? Or whatever it is, you are breaking the law in real estate. Like you're breaking the rules. You cannot have a set commission rate. It always has to be negotiable. And so what it sounded like to me, when you look at a lot of these real estate companies that are getting sued, it sounds like they colluded, that they were found that they colluded with each other to keep agent commissions high. And so again, National Association of Realtors, Keller Williams, they have been found to collude to keep agent commissions high. They owe almost $2 billion in damages. Yeah, a lot of people saying there are too many realtors. Zillow, Redfin, both down over 7% on this news. So I think it has something to do with that, but I'm not 100% sure the depth that this goes into. I'll have to read a little bit more into it. But yeah, I'm not sure what they're got going on there. Yeah, the problem with GameStop, man, is like they're too pressuring to make sales, right? You go there, they're like, hey, you want the GameStop card? You're like, no. They almost get mad at you for it. All right, guys. So all right, guys. All right, team. John, I do real estate here in Illinois past 10 years. Way too many. Yeah, a lot of people saying there's just way too many real estate agents. PayPal earnings this evening. I'm not going to stream those earnings, but we're going to cover them regardless. People do anything to get over on, Yeah, I don't use high pressure sales tag. Like I'm not the right candidate for it. Like, I respect somebody a lot more if they're very passive with their sales and they seem like a good dude, and I'll try to help them out, right? If somebody is like try to forceful, or like if I feel like if I say no and I feel like somebody starts arguing with me, I'm immediately just gonna ignore like literally anything they say after that moment. I could say, hey, look, I'm not interested. If they say, but wait, what if we did this? I immediately just completely block out anything they say, and then I just follow with no, thank you, I'm not interested, and I leave. Again, it's much better if somebody comes at me passively. All right, so yeah, WeWork filed for bankruptcy from a 47 billion private market valuation to 9 billion IPO via SPAC in 21. Now trading at $1 something a share. Where's WeWork now? WeWork's sitting at $1.46 a share. All right, team. So again, SPY sitting at 416. Tesla up. AMD earnings yesterday. FOMC meeting today. Non-farm employment change numbers today. Manufacturing PMI today. PayPal earnings today. Roku earnings today. And we got a gang of other stuff too, to be honest. Yeah, well, of course we're gonna stream Powell. It was a beach. US dollar looks like it wants to break above 106. All right, guys. Hey, hit that like button. Slap the subscribe button if you haven't already, team. We appreciate the love. Again, we got non-farm employment change data 8:15. All right, team. Canada security regulators have barred a hedge fund from trading. The hedge fund had multiple failed traded. The hedge fund had multiple failed trades that cost $100 million in losses to 3 brokerages just last week, and the hedge fund's only manager and owner died mysteriously a few days later. People don't play about money, bro. I don't know who. I'm not having anything to do with this, but people don't play about money. Jim Cramer says there's no way Bitcoin can go to $1 million. Is he right? Netflix barcoding. I'm a few minutes short on chat, but you'll see. Reduced during. Yeah, I've had my license on and off for like years. I never actually use it though, you know. Anything can go to 1 million if there's demand. Well, sure, but getting the demand that's needed for that is a different story. All right, guys. So again, Tesla at 201.80s, 201.80s. All right. Not Jerome Powell thing is funny. Again, Powell today, man, I'm ready for it, guys. Again, we got non-farm employment change data. Tim Cook really wore black Air Force Ones in the scary fast event. All right, team. Bitcoin halving just means that miners who are rewarded for maintaining the Bitcoin network will be rewarded with half the amount. It means half the amount of new supply. Need easier qualifications for lending. Can anyone explain the Bitcoin halving? I don't know. I think people need to. I think the problem. Somebody said you need bit over 150K a year, so it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I know Kathy Wood has been saying that. Need easier qualification for lending in automotive. Bearish on Tesla until better signs of cuts. I don't know, man. I think the problem with like automotives is that everybody wants the newest and best, right? But that's not really feasible for most people. Like most people don't need a brand new car, you know? Like most people need just like a reliable car that with, you know, you can get a good car with, you know, 100,000 miles on it that'll last another 100K for what, like 5,000-6,000. You know what I mean? That's what most people need. They don't need to put themselves in debt trying to get a brand new car. It's just not really the right move most of the time. You know, buying a new car is a luxury that most people shouldn't have, because again, buying a new car, your car is going to depreciate drastically driving it off the lot. Like just you driving your new car off the lot, it's going to depreciate by what, 30%, 20%. And so it's just something that people don't need, and everybody wants, like, people get talked into it by salesmen in terms of financing a brand new car. Like they're putting themselves in debt for years and years. By the time they're done paying off that debt, unlike real estate, right? The real estate market's different. Like when you get done paying your real estate debt, when you get done paying your mortgage, you're going to own a home that's going to be vastly more valuable than it was when you paid for it, most likely at least, right? It's at least going to retain the value that you paid for it. Financing a brand new car is the opposite. Like just driving that car off the lot, you're losing 20% in value. Just driving it off the lot, by the time you're done paying for it, the car is going to be virtually worthless relative to what you paid for it, right? And so people are just locking themselves in debt for years and years trying to look rich, and there's a very famous quote: don't try to look rich, be rich. I don't care about looking rich. I really don't. I'd rather do well. I take all my money and I save it, and yeah, Toyotas are bulletproof. The last truck we had like 300,000 miles on it. And we kept driving it too. We finally got rid of it, but it had a lot of miles on it, to be honest. It ran well. Yeah, man, I'm still watching this catfish show, bro. I've been noticing something, man. A lot of these guys that are getting catfished by these people online, they're either incredibly lonely or just not very smart people, or both, right? A lot of them are both. They're just not very smart and they're really lonely. One thing I teach my kids is like, bro, I teach my daughter this. It's like, hey, if some handsome kid or handsome teenager reaches out and they're like, hey, you want to meet up, and you've never met him before, do not go meet up with this kid. You know what I mean? Like, it could be some 50-year-old man named Bob. All right. And you get there and then, you made a terrible mistake. And so, and they might be really handsome. They might flatter you and tell you good things. Again, they're trying to weasel their way in to talk you into doing something. Like, be smart. Like, don't be dumb. Like, think about it. Don't let flattery make you make a mistake, But the other realization I had is that these scammers are terrible people. These are the worst people in the world. Like, scamming somebody like this, it's just like they're basically destroying somebody's life, right? They've got to be the worst people in the world, like the least moral people ever, worse than anything else, almost. All right, guys. SPY, we're at 416.60s. Tesla, we're at 201. So Tesla testing that 200 EMA volume weighted average price. We'll see if it actually holds. But it's testing that level now. You have any positions? Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of positions. Right now, my portfolio is Exxon, Walmart, Walgreens, Tyson Foods, Tesla, Target, SQ, the SPY, Snapchat, RTX, PayPal, Pfizer. I got like a share of Paycom. Oracle, Nike, Netflix, Microsoft, MGM, Coca-Cola, Honeywell, Home Depot, Google, Gold, Ford, Etsy, Disney, Chewy, Citigroup, American Express, ARM, AMC, and Apple. Is my portfolio right now. And we're red on some and green on some. It's a long-term portfolio. We're kind of adding to it over time. And again, slap the like button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We still got 45 minutes before non-farm data comes out. So we got 45 minutes before non-farm data comes out. I'll put the timer up and put the expected number up. Yeah, we got like 48 and a half minutes. I was almost there. 48 and a half. It's 47 and a half. All right, so this is when the non-farm data comes out. I'll put this up on a big banner too. All right, so I did this all caps. I should probably stop. All right, non-farm employment change. Drops at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Expectations are 450K. Timer in top left. right. So again, non-farm employment change data, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. You can see timer in the top left. Sell me a house. Why? What do you mean? So Mitch McConnell warned against signing Josh Hawley's bill to limit corporate donations in campaigns called the Ending Corporate Influence on Elections Act. McConnell himself has benefited millions from them. Yeah, also real estate, I heard, is like a huge bubble. Yeah. All right, team. We got 45 minutes left exactly until the non-farm data comes out. 45 minutes. It's now 7:30 market time. Again, just a busy day with a lot of stuff, man. We got non-farm employment. We've got PMI data getting released. So we got Jolts later this evening. We got ISM manufacturing, PMI. So we got the Jolts report. We got ISM manufacturing, PMI data. We got ADP and non-farm employment change. Obviously, we got the FOMC meeting. Obviously, we got some big earnings plays coming out today too, that I think are all already basically out already here. The only one that we haven't seen is Norwegian Cruise. We're waiting for that to release to see what travel looks like right now. Norwegian Cruise posted 76-cent profit EPS versus 69 expected, 2.54 billion in rev versus 2.53 expected. We'll put this number up in chat right here. See Norwegian Cruise numbers right there. Spirit Aerosystems. So Spirit Airlines posted a loss of $1.42 a share, missed the 139 loss per share estimates. Revenue of 1.4 billion, missed the 1.49 billion estimate. So again, Spirit, which is SPR, big miss. Surprised it's not down more. Again, we had Norwegian Cruise dipping down pretty heavily from it. It's at 1270s right now, 1270s for Norwegian Cruise. So again, Norwegian out. Again, mostly everything else had EPS is one like this earnings season. EPS has come in way better than expected for most. Look at Norwegian Cruise dump. Revenue has been missing a lot this morning, especially a lot of revenue misses. Estee Lauder, Wayfair, Spirit. Paycom, yeah, for sure. Paycom falling down fast. Amex ripped up heavy yesterday. American Express. Pull it back a little bit today, but that's all right. Dow Jones up or down? I'm not sure. I don't know what the Dow's going to do. I really don't. All right, so look at Norwegian Cruise pop all the way back up. Let's look at Tesla here. Again, Tesla at 201.60s. 201.60s. Trying to make some moves. Homes are now 44% more expensive than they were prior to the pandemic, according to Redfin. The average car payment for 13% of buyers roughly is now over $1,000 a month. That's what I'm saying, bro. People are leasing or financing a car for over $1,000 a month trying to look rich. You know what I mean? And I'm not even talking like I've got like, like I don't, like I've got, like I'm rich. Like I'm not talking like I'm super rich or wealthy or anything like that. I just think that's a bad decision. Unless you have what I refer to as FU money, unless you have FU money, don't finance a freaking brand new car, dude. Like buy a used car, like a meek, like reasonable used car with low mileage, All right, so adjustable rate mortgage demand jumps nearly 10% as buyers struggle to afford today's markets. All right, so SPY started to bounce back up. Let's see why. Again, Apple, not Apple. Tesla, not Tesla. Microsoft, not Microsoft. AMD, not AMD. Banks, not banks. Why is the market bouncing right now? Does anybody know? I'm trying to see what. I don't see anything gapping up on this news. Why is the market gapping up, guys? Does anybody know? It can't be Norwegian Cruise because it's not a big enough cap stock. Yeah, it's not really bouncing back up enough. I mean, the market's not jumping that much, but it's up a lot over the last 5 minutes. So I'm trying to see what dragged it up. Let's look at Q. All right, so here's tech. Tech is up less, which means it's not really tech that's dragging the market up as much. So healthcare, maybe. Let's see. Humana. What else? I'll have to find some other stuff. Maybe the chat knows. Chat, what you guys got? It's bouncing off resistance. Sure, that might be true. But what I mean is what stock is dragging the market up today? Like what stock's pushing the market up like this? Maybe TLT bonds. We can look at the treasury bonds to see what they're doing. Well, they're not really up that much. The market kind of retraced back, so maybe nothing was. I don't see anything. Maybe oil. Yeah, I think it was oil. It's definitely not the Fed policy decision, Victor. That decision's not dropping until 2 p.m. It's much later. All right, guys. Be ready. Oil still appears to be rising. Yeah, it could be oil. It definitely could be. I mean, the market's not really bouncing that much. Exxon right here. I'm still in some Exxon. Let's see what my shares look like. Yeah, we're flat on Exxon. 50-50 poll. Yeah, 50% red, 50% green. Pretty standard, I would say, with bulls and bears. All right. Bag holder. Bag holder included. Thanks, panic sellers. Mortgage my house to buy more shares. It's like buying Bitcoin in 2010. Prices of no concern to me. Prices being manipulated by whales. By whales. The other one should be punish the hedgies. You know, the suits won't win this time. You know. This is my last chance, man. I need NASDAQ to go down. Your last chance, bro. How big are you trading, man? You shouldn't be trading too large, brother. You know, you shouldn't be trading that large, man. All right, team. So all right, so again, Exxon bouncing up a little bit. We can look at Tesla here. We gotta look at Nvidia too. I think Nvidia is sitting at 4 or 5. It's holding its gains somewhat, so that's good. As long as it holds some of its gains, we're doing all right. All right, so Norwegian Cruise. All right, so Norwegian Cruise posted all right, so we also had earnings today of, let me see what else we got. CBS, Humana, a lot of healthcare stocks reported. Wayfair, Estee Lauder, GNRC, Kraft Heinz, BLDR. Never heard of it. Wingstop. Wingstop posted. Wingstop didn't drop yet, I guess. I don't know when Wingstop is coming out. We had Spirit Airlines, SunPower. Man, SunPower, it's been so long, man. Terrible penny stock, if I remember correctly. I think it's the terrible penny stock. All right, so SPY testing that 416 low here. And again, non-farm employment data comes out in 30 minutes. Now, again, if you don't know what non-farm employment data is, right? So let's go into it. So basically, on the week of non-farm payrolls, we have prelim non-farm payroll data. It's called the non-farm employment change. It's what actually drops in 15 minutes. Or in 30 minutes, I mean. It's expected at 150,000. To give you the technical definition, it performs payroll services. ADP performs payroll services. The employment report is a measure. The non-farm employment change is a measure of the monthly change in non-farm private employment based on about 400,000 businesses. It comes 2 days ahead of government data, specifically non-farm payroll data and unemployment, which drops this Friday, right? So this is prelim non-farm payroll data, essentially. It's expected at 150K. A lot of the time, there's not the biggest correlation with stuff like this, though. So, like, a lot of the time, we don't actually see similar results in prelim versus the actual payroll data. A lot of the time, like this data will come out like I've seen it a lot over the last few months where this data will come out like really low and then payrolls will come out really high or vice versa. And so it's not the best predictor of what the payroll numbers are going to be on Friday, but it's important to watch it. It may move markets some. Also, following that, later on today, we've got ISM, we've got the Jolts report, which is a pretty big report. So this morning we got a gang of data, and then this evening we got some data too. $10 contracts, man. You sound like you're gambling, bro. Again, you don't need anything close to that in futures. Why would you ever take 10 contracts of anything in futures, man? That's so large. Like, unless you're trying to look cool on the internet, like, I'm not taking that big of size in anything. All right, so again, the SPY just cracked lows here. Let's look at the Q. I got the SPY put up twice. The SPY just cracked lows. Let's look at the Q. Q at 349.20s, 349.20s. What is the FOMC? It's the Federal Open Market Committee. It is basically, okay, so I'll give you guys some understanding into economic policy and economics, essentially. So every 6 weeks, right, the Fed makes a rate hike decision, right? So they decide whether they want to raise, lower, or pause interest rate hikes, right? When they say interest rate hikes, what we're referring to is raising the federal funds rate. And we raise the federal funds rate when inflation is negative. When inflation is bad, I should say, not negative, because that might be confusing. When inflation is a problem, we raise rates. The worse inflation is, the more aggressive we raise rates. The reason we raise rates is because we're raising the federal funds rate. That makes banking more expensive for a lot of other deeper reasons, bonds specifically, but we'll go into that later. But that makes banking more expensive. When banks lose margins like that, they end up raising interest rates to consumers, right? So what happens, and so when interest rates rise for consumers stop spending as much. They stop spending as much. It's actually trying to discourage spending is why we raise rates, because when consumers stop spending as much, businesses thus lower prices to compensate for it, to remain competitive, and thus it combats inflation in that way. That is why we raise rates. And again, if inflation is really bad, the Fed tends to raise rates more aggressively, but there is a lag in it. The more reaction that we get short term is a sentiment reaction. So it's like, okay, the Fed thought we needed to raise rates more aggressively. That means that they might have a negative sentiment towards the short term future, so forth and so on, right? And so that is why we raise rates. With all of that said and out the way, this happens every 6 weeks, so today is that next rate hike decision. You could always check to see what the likelihood of a rate hike is, specifically on the CME watch tool. You can see right now, currently we're at 525 to 550. So you can see currently we're at 525 to 550. And basically 97% of people voting here think we're going to stay there. So that's called a pause or a skip. A skip means that we're going to skip one and go back and raise rates on the next one. This is more a pause because we didn't raise rates last time. So it's a sustained pause. Now, 2.9% of people think that we're going to raise rates 25 basis points. But it's so unlikely that we do. If the Fed does decide to raise rates today and raise it by 25 basis points, then that's going to be a shocking release. Most people expect a pause or a skip today. And so if the Fed does go way outside of that expectation, and they decide to raise rates, that's going to be a shock to the system because it's so unexpected, as well as it's going to be a sign of fear by the Fed, right? If the Fed raises rates right now, it essentially means that the Fed fears inflation moving forward more than they did previously because the expected was a pause or skip. So that's kind of the understanding of the FOMC meeting. So that's kind of what you need to know if you want to understand what we got going on here. Now, every 6 weeks, it's always the same. We have the rate hike decision at 2 p.m. and then at 2:30, Jerome Powell does a press conference, a Q&A, all that stuff. Now, again, when we're looking at markets, when we're looking deep into like how markets respond to this, the first thing to understand is that we're almost always what's expected. So like last time we expected a pause and we paused, right? The time before that, I think we expected a 25 basis point hike and we 25 basis point hike. And so it's almost always as expected. Very rarely do we ever go outside of that expectation because the Fed likes balance. The Fed wants to balance things. They don't want to shock and jolt the system. They want to, ease into it and go with what's expected. But with that in mind, the Fed probably is going to pause or skip today again, right? That's pretty expected. Again, 97% of people think they're going to pause or skip, and I do too. I think we're probably going to pause or skip. Again, if we don't pause or skip and we raise rates, market might fall a little bit because that's a negative sign of inflation. It means that the Fed is less confident in inflation long term because they went outside of the expected thing. But anyways, so that rate hike decision drops at 2 p.m. It's almost certainly going to be a pause, right? No rate hike today. So what's going to matter more for market sentiment, market reactions, price action, all that stuff is going to be what Jerome Powell says during the interview at 2:30. And we're going to stream the entire thing live right here like we always do. Like we're going to stream it all live right here. But that's what's going to matter much more than the actual rate hike decision, as long as the rate hike decision comes in as expected, which it almost certainly will. And then weeks later from now, we'll have what's called the FOMC minutes report, which is just a reaction to this meeting in minutes. Like they do a 12-page document reacting to essentially what this report did, and that's going to drop in a couple weeks from now. And again, this happens every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks, like clockwork, this happens. Sometimes they pause, sometimes they raise rates, sometimes they cut rates if we're looking really optimistic. But I don't think we're going to do that, and I think the Fed still wants to do enough damage to rates, do enough damage to inflation that they're not going to cut rates right now. Again, SPY under the 416 level. Yeah, so the FOMC meeting happens every 6 weeks. Yeah, so just to put this into perspective, so I'm Googling it now. A body called the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee, was first convened in 1933 following the Glass-Steagall Act. But the one as we know it came into effect in March of 1936 as constituted by Section 12A of the Federal Reserve Act as amended by the Banking Act of 1935 with the newly named chairman, Mariner Eccles. So yeah, they've been going on for a long time. in a rare Saturday press conference on October 6, 1979, Paul Volcker's Federal Reserve increased the Fed funds rate from 11 to 12%. So yeah, it's been going on for a long time. Anyways, SPY broke down, Q broke down, Tesla breaking down a little bit too with everything else. Can I look at the? Wait, you want me to look at? Yeah, I don't see any type of treasury announcement at 8:30. Chat, if you guys know anything about that, let me know. You talk about the, yeah. Timer's non-farm employment change. Yeah, I don't think we've done enough damage to inflation either to cut rates. I think that's a bad move. I think if we cut rates now, I think we could pause, but I don't think we should cut rates. Fed raised I-bond rates yesterday, which is based on inflation. This implies inflation is seeing an increase after 2 years of decreases. No way they reducing interest rates still for some time. Yeah, we're definitely not going to cut rates for sure. Hey, y'all hit the like button, guys. We got 83 likes. We need, 17 likes to break 100. My OCD is getting to me. Help my OCD. Hit the like button, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're looking at everything else. Again, non-farm employment change isn't the biggest release today, but but a lot of the other stuff's pretty big. What is the amount of money you would need to never worry about finances or earning more money ever again? It depends on what that question is, right? So if that question is how much money do I need to not worry about money, I would say for anybody here, it would be about 5 million, right? You could probably get by with less, but you would still have to worry about money in some ways as well. Like it might be long into the future, but you're still gonna have to worry about money, right? The reason I say 5 million is this. All right, if you buy $5 million worth of bonds right now, right, which is going to earn you, about half of what the S&P 500 index earns. But the question involves to not have to worry about money again, right? So to truly not worry about money, it needs to be guaranteed, right? So you buy $5 million in treasury bonds right now at about 5%. Again, every year, right, you're going to earn $250K. Right, so every year you're gonna earn $250,000 guaranteed by the U.S. government. And then at the end of that 10-year period, you're gonna get your 5 mil back, and you can buy more bonds and rinse and repeat. And $250,000 a year is enough to never have to worry about money, right? Like everybody in here can live off of $250,000 a year very easily as well. You earn $250K, you're in the top 10%, I think, right? So that's probably what I would say 5 mil is my number. But let me know your number in chat. U.S. Treasury refund announcement at 8:30. I saw something about the treasury refunding announcement for the Q4. Yeah, it does drop at 8:30. We'll cover it. Like, we'll cover it when it drops. All right, again, so today we got ADP non-farm employment change, the Treasury quarterly refunding statement, S&P U.S. manufacturing and services, or manufacturing PMI, the Jolts job openings report, ISM manufacturing, the FOMC meeting and press conference, and then we also have PayPal, Roku earnings this evening. So that's all the stuff we got dropping today. Pretty big list just today, right? Tomorrow we got jobless claims, non-farm productivity. No. We have jobless claims. What's tomorrow? Let me see. Yeah, so we got jobless claims, non-farm productivity tomorrow. And then earnings-wise tomorrow, we have, again, this evening we got PayPal, Roku, some other stuff. Earnings tomorrow, we got Palantir in the morning, Shopify in the morning, Eli Lilly, Crocs, Moderna, Starbucks, Nikola, Penn Gaming, ConocoPhillips, Marriott tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow evening, we got the big boy, which is Apple, SQ, DraftKings, but Apple's the big one. And then Friday, we've got non-farm payrolls and unemployment. So just a lot of stuff, to be honest, a lot of stuff. Oil is moving up a little bit. We're slightly green on that. 100K would be enough for me since I already own a home and have some assets. Yeah, but 100K is not going to get you very far. You know, to talk about never worrying about money again, you know, it needs to be much more than 100K for everybody here, you know, based off of how expensive it is to live, right? So to put it, even if you have other assets, even if you own your own home, right? The average cost of living, let's say in Texas, right, which is like a pretty cheap area to live, it's about 45K a year, you know. Even if you don't pay your mortgage, say it's 25K a year, right, you're still going to run out. You know, again, I would say in order to never worry about money again, the big mistake people make, right, when people win the lottery, a great example of this is like they don't invest any of it. They just think that they can live off of it, bro. Again, buy bonds, man. People make fun of bonds, the reason they make fun of bonds is because the market is very reliable. Like the stock market is very reliable. The stock market will basically give you twice as much. And when you compound it, it's much more. But there's risks, of course. You don't know when the market's going to freaking tank on you, you know? And so there's risks there because you don't know when the market's going to nosedive on you. But if you buy bonds, you get 5% a year, right? 5% a year, it doesn't sound like much. But again, if you have 10 million, it's $500,000 a year that you're going to earn from that bond, those bonds. $500,000 a year, 500K a year, right? That's more money than anybody will ever need in a year. You know, you might want more, but like that's more money than you ever really need. Like you're going to do very well on that. And so it just depends. I would say 5 mil. I would say you probably need less than that. Like even if you buy let's say you buy 2.5 million of treasury bonds, you're still going to earn 125K a year. You know what I mean? That's probably enough to never have to worry about money no matter what happens. All my expenses, including my kids, are less than 40K a year. Sure. But again, 100K is just too little. Even with that in mind, even if it's 25,000 a year, you're still going to be running out of that in 4 years. And you might have other assets, but yeah. But I mean, to be fair, Stacy, the question was, how much money do you need to never worry about money again? And it's all good. I appreciate you participating regardless. I got my 10-year for 91 cents on the dollar. I got a cheap Class C motorhome at $30 a day, and I'm golden. Yeah, I mean, I think most people can get by for sure, but never worry is a different thing. Also, I got a black eye, guys, from jiu-jitsu. Look at my black eye. Look at this. You see that? I got a black eye from jiu-jitsu. Look at that black eye, man. Got much more brown. Do I look tough? Do I look tough now? Toughest looking guy ever right now, team. I heard there's someone who earns 75K a year and lives in their car. Maybe in New York, Cali, or somewhere really, or Denver, or somewhere really expensive. 5% is not even the rate of inflation, sure, but it's going to be enough to live off of. Are you able to withdraw money on bonds, or are they stuck with you? So the 5% you get paid, it's either annually or biannually. It's hard to explain, but like, okay, so if you buy 100,000 in treasury bonds, right, you're gonna get 5% a year, so you're gonna get 5K a year, and they're gonna pay you that 5K either annually or once or twice a year. You're gonna get that interest payment, and then at the end of the bond period, which the maturity date, which is 10 years for a 10-year bond, you're gonna get your 100K back. How'd you get this black eye? I don't really know. I mean, I've been doing jujitsu for, a while. I'm sure I got it rolling in jiu-jitsu sometime. I just don't remember when. ExxonMobil starting to push you up. Again, the market's starting to bounce a little bit, mostly oil bouncing back up. Again, guys, we got about 10 minutes before the non-farm data comes out. At least it's not pink eye. I guess that's true. If your mortgage is fully paid and you're healthy and fit and empty nesters, 150K is decent enough to have a comfortable living. May be cool, but the problem I run into, I would say, is energy and utility bills. Yeah, the problem I would run into, like in Texas, man, energy bills are really high. And so that's the problem I'm worried about. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna say stuff like that. Yeah, we're not gonna get political here. If you do, you're gonna get banned. On either side, we're not gonna get political. Oh no, so they're not a Ponzi scheme, Quantum. The reason you have to understand it is this, right? So like, you have to understand the government's incentive. Okay, so like, again, S&P 500 will give you 10% plus a year on average most of the time, right? And so the US government is, and it's very reliable. Like, short term, it's unreliable, right? So the stock market, the problem is short-term reliability in the stock market. Like, you don't know when it's going to tank, but even when it does crashes, it usually rebounds within 2-3 years, and it's back to where it was prior to that within a few years, right? And so the risk of investing in stocks is short-term, not long-term. Long-term stock movement is very reliable. Gold is as well. You could buy gold. Gold has 6x'd over the last 25 years. Gold's gone up 6 times what it was 25 years ago. The S&P 500 is about 3 or 4x. I'll have to go back and check. And so essentially, you're going to get basically twice as much investing in the stock market long term than you're going to get in bonds, right? And I'm sure that's the government's doing that, certainly, to a certain extent. Like, they're edging into everything else. But I mean, it's the government, so I mean, and so most of the time when you add compounding to it, it might take a little while, but say you earn 10% a year, right? So you got 100K. And I'm sure there's a better formula for this. You get 100K times 1.1, which is 10%. You got 110K. That's 1 year times 1.1. All right, that's 2 years times 1.1. That's 3 years times 1.1. 4 years times 1.1. 5 years times 1.1. 6 years times 1.1. 7 years times 1.1. 8 years times 1.1. 9 years times 1.1. 10 years. So after 10 years, you're going to turn 100K into basically 260,000, right? Where if you bought bonds with it, your 100K is going to be about 150K afterwards. And so you're going to miss out on an extra 100,000 plus in gains when you invest in the stock market on average, but it's not guaranteed like bonds are, right? And so that's the thing you have to understand is that when you do the math behind it, investing in the market's the better return for sure. The reason they always call bonds boring is because they're guaranteed, but they're lower yield, if that makes sense. Oh, I didn't know I could just press equal each time, but regardless, the point remains. Oh yeah, you're right. I can do that. Oh, that's nice. Anyways, now I know. But yeah, when you do the math, I mean, the obvious, like the stock market's going to give you better returns, but it's more risky. You know, gold will give you good returns as well. It's all inflation hedges, right? We're all keeping up with inflation here. Real estate will as well to a certain extent. So it just depends on how you look at it. All right, we got 5 minutes, guys. Five minutes. That compound calculation assumes no withdrawal, though. Correct, right? It's compounding, but and that also it assumes. Well, that's the stock market. You know, that also assumes that you're going to get an even 10% every year, which is just not really going to happen. But on average, you get about 10% on the market, which includes crashes and dips. And so, I mean, good years, you're going to do more than 10% a lot of the time, and bad years, you might do less. But overall, it's going to even out to 10% roughly on average, maybe a little bit less. I think it's like 8 to 12, but still. All right, team. Again, November 1st, we got 8/11/25, or it's 9/11/25, so we got about 3.5 minutes left. Again, subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. No, the FOMC is not in 4 minutes. The non-farm employment change data drops in 4 minutes. Yes, interest rates are today. Nos. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure there's a better formula, but that's the easiest one I can get right now on a basic computer calculator. All right, guys, 3 minutes. FOMC meetings later on today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. You want to make sure your live button looks like this, team, to make sure you're actually going to catch it live as it happens. You want to make sure your live button has the red dot next to it. If it's gray, you're delayed. You want to click live right there next to the play button. SPY starting to rip up over the 200 EMA. SPY starting to head up some over the 200 EMA. All right, guys, we got about 2 minutes here, 2 minutes. Again, the SPY ripping up to 417s over the 200 EMA. Tesla up to 202.20s. Oil has been moving up a lot this morning as well. So we'll see if we continue to hold these gains. What's a gain? All right, so again, we got a minute and a half left, team. We got about 600 people here. So again, slap that like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate the love, guys. We got the FOMC meeting later. Of course, we're going to stream. All right, here we go. We got about a minute left, guys. 1 minute left. This timer's a little bit off, so I'm going to take this timer away. We got about 1 minute, team. 1 minute. How much is a Big Mac at McDonald's? All right, guys, we got 30 seconds. $18 for a Big Mac combo meal. 15 seconds, guys. 15 seconds for the non-farm employment change data. Let's see if we hit anything good. All right, here we go. Be ready. Non-farm employment change dropping right now. 150,000 is what's expected, and 113,000, way lower than expected ADP non-farm data. So this is probably going to make the market bounce up. Again, it came in at 113K. We cover it very quickly, guys. Subscribe. 113,000. We cover it in like a quarter second here. 113K versus the 150,000 expected. Way lower than expected numbers, and I think this will make the market pop because this is better for inflation, right? As much as the market, might seem weird, lower is better here because the market's going to want less people working, means less people spending, which is better for inflationary problems. Again, we're at 417 on the SPY right now. So far, we came in at 113K for the non-farm employment change data, 113K. And we'll put this up on screen. 113K versus 150,000 expected here for the non-farm employment change data. There it is on screen, 113,000. Yeah, we popped up initially. We'll see if Tesla holds, but all right, team. Market bounced up. Will it hold? Came in much lower than expected. And again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Also, check out Top Step if you haven't yet. Top Step is a funded account program in futures where you can day trade, short, buy market, buy bid, sell the ask in futures. In the futures market, you can day trade the SPY essentially in what's called the E-mini. Not the same SPY, but the price action of the SPY and what's called the E-mini. It's the S&P 500 futures contract. You can also trade essentially the Q in what's called the NASDAQ. It's not the Q, but it's the same price action. You can trade currencies, gold, silver. Patterns are very similar to stocks, but there's no PDT rule. And these funded account programs are the greatest way to learn with less risk. The base one's $49 for Top Step, less than $50. They give you a 50K demo and they test your skill. Just taking the test builds your skill. But if you're good enough to pass it, again, you got to hit 3K in profit without losing 2K. And there's some other rules. But if you're good enough to pass it, they fund you 50K with a 90% split. And so it's limited risk. If you lose, you're only out $49. If you're good enough to pass it, you can get 50K in funding with a 90% split. And they pay out millions, fund thousands a year. They're the most legit futures firm in the world. I'll put the link up. Great way to help support the channel. They are a sponsor of mine. And so I'm certainly biased in their favor. But there's the link right there if you want to check it out. Again, I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. This is negative news to fight inflation. Power wants less people working and people spending more. I don't know. Yeah, again, I thought this was good news when I saw it because, again, the market's moving up. Did we have anything about the funding news? I know a lot of people were talking about the funding statement and all that stuff. I didn't see much about the funding statement, though. Again, next we have manufacturing and services PMI dropping a little bit later on this morning. But the market's bouncing up a little bit. SPY all the way back up to 417. Still red on the day, but climbing back. Still pretty green over the last few. Dollar index falling down some. So market looks like it likes this. Do you have a video on how to short? Simple version? Yeah, you click short and then you click buy to cover. That's it. From 75 to 2000, the median home price was on average 3.6 times the median household income. Basically, it took 3.5 years of pure saving to afford the home. Love you. Have a good day. All right. All right, team. All right, so I don't see anything about the refunding announcement. How 2 p.m. You click sell, you would click buy to short. Again, shorting is very simple explained. Shorting is very simple. Okay, shorting, and it might seem confusing, but like shorting is like this, right? So when you short something, you're borrowing the shares from long-term investors, right? So when you're borrowing the shares from long-term investors, because they don't care about short-term like dips or fluctuations because they're holding it for the long term. It's one of the reasons you have to locate shorts, because you have to locate long-term investors that are actually holding those shares, that are willing to loan it out, and they make a percentage interest from it, and so they win regardless. But it's also one of the reasons like you don't see a lot of penny stocks available to short, because there's not very many long-term, and there's not that many long-term investors of penny stocks, because long-term investors are smart and penny stock investing is dumb. Okay, it's just dumb. It's not very smart. The people who do it mostly are getting, are getting talked into it by, shillers, basically, that are shilling for these terrible companies that are just desperate, like bag holders that want it to go up, right? That are most of the time failing. But again, it's one of the reasons you can't find a lot of shorts for penny stocks, because there's not that many long-term confident traders in them, as there should be, as there shouldn't be, because most penny stocks are crap. Now, with all that said, the way shorting in and of itself is basically going up. So say you want to buy a bag of, say you want to short something. It's kind of like going up to your neighbor who's the long-term investor and saying, hey, can I buy a bag of sugar, i.e. shares? Or can I borrow a bag of sugar, i.e. shares from them? And a bag of sugar costs $1. Pound of sugar costs $1, we'll say, right? So you go up to them, you borrow the bag of sugar for $1. You immediately sell it, put the $1 in your pocket. Right, you wait for the price of that bag of sugar to drop to 50 cents. You buy the bag of sugar back for 50 cents and you return it to your neighbor, and thus you profit 50 cents from it. Right, that is shorting essentially, but you swap out the bag of sugar for shares, and that's essentially what shorting is, if that makes sense. It's a lot more nuanced than that, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, bro, his arm fell off. Here, wait, just don't worry about it, bro. Hey, listen, don't worry about it. Look, fix it later. Okay, I'm worried you're gonna try to do it, and the rest is gonna fall apart on you, man. Is he going to be able to do it? Pressure's on. Look at those drum skills right here. Is he going to do it? All right. I'm telling you, bro, just do it later. Yeah, man, it's all good, dude. Just put it down. You'll fix it later, bro. You can even glue it later if you want, bro. I think that's the right move, is to glue it. That way it doesn't keep popping off, man. I'll get you some super glue. You can glue that thing, dude. Yeah, that's good, bro. Hey, come here. I love you, buddy.
I want some paper to make it.
Okay, well, wait, bro. Listen, I'm streaming right now. I'll grab you some. But you can't grab it yourself. Here you go, dude. Love you, buddy. Have a good day at school, man. All right. All right, guys. So SPY pulled it back to the 200 EMA. We got the volume weighted average price at 416.70s. Some whale just took 1,300 contracts long on the E-mini after that news. Hey, that's a big position for sure. Market's moving up though. It looks better for sure. Dollar index starting to bounce back up though. So the Dixie's actually starting to move back up a little bit, which is weird. Again, we do have the FOMC meeting today, so that'll be a big thing to watch. All right, team. So we're still testing that 200 EMA right now. All right, guys. So what else we got going on today, man, besides FOMC, PMI, earnings? I'm looking at other stuff too. Again, the economic reports are out. SPY bouncing a little bit of that 200 EMA. Again, dollar index finally coming back down a little bit. We got Exxon Mobil that we're watching. Exxon's up a good amount today. We'll see if it actually holds though. Gold testing the 200 EMA. Gold. Yeah, gold up to 1995 again. It broke 2000s for a little bit the last couple of days. It seems to have dipped back down though. Treasury. Yeah, I'm looking for the treasury data, but it was supposed to drop at 8:30. It's not out yet. Let's check Twitter for this, I guess. Yeah, the schedule for 8:30 is just not out yet. Oh, no. I'm sorry. 8:30 is not for another minute or so. So we got 20 seconds until the Treasury report comes out. I'm dumb, guys. Sorry, I kept thinking non-farm employment data dropped at 8:30, so it actually dropped at 8:15, which means this drops in about 10 seconds. So again, we'll see what it shows up as, team. We'll see what it shows up as. We'll see if the market moves on this report as well. But again, we'll definitely cover it. All right, here we go. 5 seconds. All right, so look at the market pop on this. Look at the report bounce the market here on the treasury refunding statement. Tesla up a lot too. Waiting to see if we got some updated reports on this. Markets rip it up here. Maybe I should have titled the stream this. Yeah, markets rip it up. SPY rip it up. Tesla rip it up. Dollar index falling down, which is good. All right, so the treasury refunding, the U.S. is going to sell $48 billion of 3-year notes. Previous was $46 billion on November 7th. $40 billion of 10-year notes. Previous was $38 billion on November 8th. And $24 billion of 30-year bonds. Previous was $23 on November 9th. So we'll put this up in chat and live on screen as well if you want to check it out. The market seems to like this. This is the report that just dropped right here. Again, you can kind of see the SPY like right there move up a lot. SPY's bouncing heavy on this. Again, market looks good. It's moving up a lot. Yeah, it looks like the market likes it, but again, the U.S. is going to sell $48 billion of 3-year, $40 billion of 10-year, and $24 billion of 30-year bonds. And if we look at like, here's the 10-year, which is turning down a lot. TLTs rip it up. Look at this big move. All right, guys, look at the SPY. Wow. Big move on the SPY. Almost green on the day on the SPY. SPY's moving back up. It was red, pretty red on the day. You know, this treasury announcement is making it pretty green. $47 short of passing my second combine egg. Good luck, Sam. 10-year plummeting. Yeah, so here is TLT, which is the 20-year ETF. TNX, 10-year, falling down to 4.86%. All right, so the market is just under the previous closing price. Yeah, AMD earnings yesterday were interesting. AMD still red on the day, though. Norwegian Cruise just ripped up, man. Look at the market fly right now. Equities are doing much better, too. So is it a bad time to buy bonds? No, I mean, bonds are still pretty, like, conventionally high, I would say. If you look at the 10-year yield right now, I mean, even if it dipped down a little bit, it's still pretty conventionally high. It's down to 4.85%, which is low, you know, of course, 4.85%. But like relative to, you know, to put it into perspective, right? In September, bonds were at 4.5%. In August, they were at 4% roughly. In July, they were at 3.8%. In June, they were at 3.6%. In May, they were at 3.4%. SPY just went green on the day on this refunding announcement here, all the way up to 418.50s on the SPY. So the SPY in the market is technically green on the day now after this report. Technically green. Tesla up to 203s here. You can see bond prices on the right, the 20-year. Tesla up to 203.20s. Nvidia at 407.50s. Nvidia about to go green on the day too. I don't know if I call Tesla a rip, but it's moving. That's for sure. All right, so the number of homeowners hit with foreclosure notices in the third quarter of the year jumped 34% year over year to nearly 125K. All right, so again, we're pulling back down a little bit on the SPY. Let's watch that previous closing price. That's the red to green levels, the previous close. All right, so still moving up though, looking good, man. Again, markets, equities looking much better, turning completely on the day. Tesla specifically starting to move up. That's nice. We're actually kind of green on the day. Hello? Again? Hey guys, sorry, I'm on the phone with my wife real quick. SPY seems to be holding the previous closing price fairly well. We'll see if it continues to hold. Again, while I'm on the phone real quick, I'm just kind of doing something. While I'm on the phone right now, let me know if you think the SPY is going to end red or green today. Do you think the SPY is going to end red or green today? Let me know in chat right now. Let me know what you guys think. Dude, my son is just struggling right now. Just struggling. So sorry, kind of a family emergency. He hates school. He doesn't want to go to school. I don't know what to do with him, man. You know, like we try to tell him everything's okay. I think he just gets such bad school-related anxiety that he just freaks out, you know, Yeah, National Association of Realtors getting sued almost $2 billion. Almost $2 billion. Dude, my eye hurts from this thing. But again, will the market end red or green? We see red, green if the 10-year stabilizes. Yeah, it's all good. Again, market's right back at the previous closing price. The bond yields are pulling back. The 20-year yield is pulling back here, guys. So we'll see if it holds. We'll see if it holds here. Sorry, guys. I'm on the phone trying to like talk him down. Yeah, man. I just don't know what it is, man. He's fine at home. He's happy at home, but he just gets these panic attacks at school. You know, we've looked into it to look at like bullying. There's no real bullying going on, not that we're aware of, at least. So there's not really any bullying going on. And we don't know why he just hates school so much. He does well. He's super smart. So he's super smart, got a really high IQ, but he has ADHD. And so we don't know why he struggles so much with school. Sorry, I'm putting my moisturizer on my face, but yeah, man, he has like panic attacks at school. And I always had anxiety, specifically like social anxiety was something that I struggled with. You might not be able to tell because I kind of grew out of it as I got older and I got more confident and like just was able to kind of grow out of it. But he still faces that type of social anxiety heavily. So again, we don't know what to do. You know, we could homeschool him, but like, I don't have time to homeschool, you know, my son. My wife would have to do it, and I don't know if she has time. But yeah, I mean, we don't know. Yeah, well, we don't let any of my kids use social media. It's not autism. He's very social. Well, no, his studies are fine. So an early intervention program. No, Jack's in the 95th percentile in mathematics. He's in the 90th percentile in English and writing on a standardized testing. When we got his IQ checked, it was like 120 something, which is, you know, average is like 95, 100. And so he's very smart, but like, and he's social as well. And it's not autism because he'll walk up to you and say, "Hey, my name's Jack. How you doing?" For whatever reason, he just struggles in school. I don't know what it is. We've asked him about it. He just gets really nervous and stressed about school. Yeah, it could be OCD for sure. Yeah, I mean, autism generally presents itself as a lack of social cues and understanding, right? And so when I say that, that's why, you know, although it is a spectrum, of course, but that's why I say, like, we've got him tested for autism by like a pretty good psychiatrist. We've got him tested a couple different times. But and they said it wasn't autism. They said he had a very IQ and what's called ADHD combined presentation, which means bad impulse control, trouble paying attention and keeping attention and keeping focus is essentially what they said it was. But he does well in school, which is the weird part, you know. Anyways, I'm going to get stressed out talking about it. SPY still holding over the 200 EMA, over the volume weighted average price, over the 200 EMA. Bond yields ripped up on that treasury announcement. You can see stuff like Tesla still ripping up to 204s. Tesla's down a lot on the year, or a lot on the last couple weeks, but still up a heavy amount. Yeah, I mean, we brought him to a bunch of them. And again, like, I have the same thing as my son. Like, when I was young, I struggled a lot in social situations. Like, I hated, it was mostly a fear of social situations. I remember getting so stressed, I would get lightheaded when I walked into a room and I felt like everybody's staring at me. The crazy irony is now I got 600 people here watching me, and like over time, I guess I just kind of got over it. I met friends, and eventually gained some confidence in myself, and started dating and like all that other stuff, and eventually I guess I just kind of grew out of it. But yeah, I struggled a lot as a kid socially. I was always kind of that weird, awkward kid that just couldn't quite like figure out social situations, and again, I don't think I'm necessarily like autistic. Again, not that I'm aware of, at least. I probably have some OCD though, and I definitely have ADHD. I pace around and all that stuff. Anyways, SPY ripping up, about to break highs on the day. I think these are highs on the day. So we're breaking up. We're over 418s here. You can see Tesla at 204s. So Tesla's rising up as well. My equities portfolio had turned a lot on that treasury refunding announcement. Again, NVIDIA testing that previous closing price as well. He needs parents' attentions. Yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time with him. Like, since all this stuff's going on, we've been letting him sleep in our room with us. Like, last night, I literally slept on a mattress on the floor, and he slept in the bed with my wife. So, I mean, like, we're spending a lot of time with him. He's just, because we're worried about him, but, like, it's just stressful, to be honest. Timer, yeah. So, I mean, the next big release we got going on, the FOMC meeting's not until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next report we have going on today is we got the Jolts job report as well as ISM manufacturing PMI data coming out at 10 a.m. Both of these are at 10 a.m. We also have regular manufacturing PMI at 9:45, but it's not really a huge release. The big one, again, is the Jolts report. All right, team. All right, so again, we got the Jolts report. Sorry, I'm switching the title. That's the next big thing that drops at 10. We got the non-farm data drop. Then we got Jolts and manufacturing. Market looks very strong right now. Ugh. All right. We got non-farm employment change data already out. Again, we got manufacturing and services PMI. And so again, today's was just the prelim data. right, so again, we're changing everything to cover the manufacturing PMI data that comes out pretty soon. All right, team. Let's see what else we got. Again, we got the FOMC meeting later on today. It's going to be the biggest thing of the day for sure. All right, there we go. So we're starting to get a dip. Part of me wants to buy this dip. I don't know if I should. Sorry, catch it back up on the chat. Had to do all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, Jack does a lot of stuff, right? So I see people asking about it. So Jack does a lot of stuff. He does code ninjas and programs. He does jujitsu, you know. He has friends that he hangs out with. Like, those are all things that he does and that we've worked to give him. And we let him do whatever he wants to do. Yesterday, we spent a lot of the day doing paper airplanes. I taught him a bunch of paper airplane stuff, and he was fine all morning until he was about to get dropped off at school, and then he panicked, and so it's just weird school-related stress. So anyways, Bitcoin ripping. Is Bitcoin ripping up? Yeah, the rate decision's at 2 p.m. Again, Bitcoin just flew over 35K, hit 35.3 thousand right now. Yeah, so the next report, we're going to put the timer up, but it's not the timer for the FOMC meeting. This is the timer for PMI data, which drops at 10 o'clock, right? So that is in basically 1 hour. All right, so this is when it drops. Again, Tesla pulling back to 204s. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep in it, to be honest. I think I might be telling the stream too much. I mean, it's all good. It's not super specific, but yeah, I mean, this has been going on for maybe like a month and a half. It's taken away a lot of my time, with a lot of different things, to be honest. Very stressful. Probably one of the most stressful things my wife and I have had to deal with. And he's a smart kid, a good kid. He shows empathy, because that's what we're worried about too, is like whether he shows empathy or not. He shows empathy. He feels bad, like if other people feel bad, and so those are all good signs. Empathy is a very important one that I think, but yeah, anyways. In better news, how about those Texas Rangers about to win the World Series? When's the next game? Is it today? All right, so the next World Series game is on Saturday. Or no, it's on Friday. Oh no, game 5 is today. Okay, so if we win today, that's game over. All right, so SPY coming all the way back down under the VWAP, under the 200 EMA. 4.878% 10 years. It's still up there. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm venting too much online about it, but like I said, that's just what I had to deal with. So yeah, the 10-year actually popped right back up. You know, it dipped all the way down to like 4.85%, 4.84%, but it bounced all the way back up to almost 4.9%. Again, it's at 4.88%. SPY dipping down with it. Again, like the thing to understand about bonds specifically is that they're all competitive with the S&P, right? So as the S&P drops, bond yields are probably going to move up because, again, you have a pool of potential investors, right? If more investors buy bonds, they tend to buy the S&P less because they're spending their money on bonds and vice versa, right? So there's a lot of the time an inverse correlation with like the market short term and bond yields, while over time they kind of follow each other longer term. And so, yeah, so bond yields, again, currently sitting at about 4.88% for the 10-year yield. As the S&P 500 dips down under the previous closing price. We're still pretty flat on the day, and Tesla has been one of the really green stocks. Bitcoin is running up some. We're watching everything else, but yeah, Bitcoin has been one of the big movers this morning. Oh, we got them in a lot of therapy rows, but yeah, all good, Jeff. It's good. All good, bro. I think you're trying to help, so it's all good, man. You're probably right. But again, I'm not saying too much information. I'm just, you know, I mean, it's mostly positive. Like, my son's super smart. I'm really proud of that. Like, dude's a little genius, you know. The problem is, like, I think there's a positive correlation with neuroticism and intelligence. You know what I mean? They say Einstein was crazy, you know, but bro, I'm seeing these trick-or-treating videos on YouTube about with these parents of these kids that just steal the entire bucket of candy. How dare you guys, man? Like, parents, have some freaking self-discipline, man. Like, y'all are like 40 years old taking a whole like bucket of candy. Like, how dare you, lady? Parent your kids, you know. I can't even say much, but as a parent, I'm not going to do that in front of my kids. As a parent, I'm very like, yo, you're taking one piece. If they tell you you can take more, you can take more, but you take one piece if the bucket's just there. As a kid, on the other hand, I used to, you know, get a lot of candy when it was just a bucket there. I'm not saying I took the whole thing and dumped it into my bag, you know. I would never, you know, think about doing that. Maybe I did, but as a parent, y'all got to do better. Trick-or-treating wise. No rate hike. Yeah, we're almost certainly not going to raise rates today. We're probably going to pause or skip, almost certainly. You know, I mean, there's a chance that we raise, but it's just unlikely. If we do raise, the market's going to tank for sure, you know. All right, so again, SPY back over the previous closing price. We got about 25 minutes until the market opens, about 25 minutes. Again, we do have a lot of stuff. We got manufacturing and services. We got the Jolts job opening report live at manufacturing PMI at 10. And then the FOMC at 2 p.m. I'd be happy if a 25 basis point raise happens, but it'll likely close my long after 10:30 if data doesn't come in my favor. Yeah, maybe.
Feingold diet. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's such a hard diet to follow, though, in modern age. But again, SPY back up, Tesla back up. We'll see if it holds, but yeah. We trade. I trade a lot of different ways. Fares. Yeah, I mean, they're almost certainly not going to raise rates today. If they do, again, the market's going to dump for sure. All right, so AMD is going to hold an AI event on December 6th to show AI chip products in a conference call. All right, so U.S. mortgage applications fell 25.5% over the past 17 weeks, hitting lowest number since 95. Because, yeah, nobody wants to buy a mortgage at 8% right now. You know, the only people telling you it's a good deal are mortgage brokers and real estate agents. So this account says if AMC crosses over 13.13, it's over, and the squeeze is going to happen. Yeah, you know, big old 13.13, a pre-split price of $1.31. Pre-split price of $1.31. Wow, what a crazy squeeze. Gotta troll him a little bit. Should I say this or not? I'm thinking about saying it. Yeah, pre-split price of $1.31 a share. What a crazy squeeze you have there. Should I troll him or not? I want to, but part of me doesn't want that ape smoke, man. That ape community, they can go kind of hard. As a realtor, would you put in a lowball offer that might be offensive? It depends on if you're paying cash or not. If you're paying cash, you're justifiable to throw in a lowball offer because you're paying cash, right? And a lot of people just want to quickly close. And so if you pay cash, they understand that you'll close quickly. And so it depends on who it is, right? If it's most likely, it depends on how low of a lowball offer. Am I going to put in an offer 50% below list? Of course not. I'll do 20% below list though, if it's cash, you know, but that's just me and everybody's different. Yeah, we'll see. Try to change his diet. Yeah, I mean, we've tried. We've been feeding him a lot of salmon lately, like it's supposed to be good, giving him a lot of omega-3s, magnesium. Daniel Negreanu dressed up as Scotty. Not Scotty doesn't know, but I think his name is Scotty Wynn. I'm not 100% sure. Guy that won the World Series of Poker a couple years ago. He's one of the best personalities in poker. Yeah, Scotty Wynn. How you feel about the SPY going over 420 today? I mean, it's certainly possible. It just depends. I mean, with the day full of economic reports, earnings, and the FOMC meeting, I mean, it's certainly within reason. It's only $1.62 away right now from 420, but it's also certainly possible that we turn the other way as well. You know what I mean? Anything could happen here. We'll see. Tony G. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, we got 16 minutes until the market opens, guys. Or I'm sorry, about 18 minutes. My bad. Yeah, all good. 50% below list is Norman Sicily. That's just the problem. If you do that too much, is that you'll get ostracized in real estate. If you go around putting in too many low ball offers, like the other agents might judge you for it. Sorry, guys, on the phone with my wife right now. She's stressed too, man. It's just, man. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. Anyway, SPY breaking up. We're at 419s right now. 419s. We got 11 minutes or so until the market opens. And again, the big report coming out today is the Jolts report. It drops at 10 a.m. on the dot. That's the biggest release right now. With the time of inflation fearing markets like today, that's the biggest report we got going on right now is the Jolts report. Very important, relevant report. We're also going to start trading with the SPY ripping up big on the day. So we're going to start day trading this morning. Look at that SPY rip. It might hit 420 in pre-market if it keeps pushing here. And yeah, we'll see if it continues to move on up. That's a big move right now going on. All right, here's the Dow. Dow's ripping up with it. So you can see the Dow. And again, this is a platform called Top Step. It's a funded program for futures. They give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on the demo without hitting the max loss and while following their rules and conditions, they fund you the same amount. The base one's $50K, so you get $50K in funding if you pass it. Even if you don't pass it, you're only out $49. And it's a lot cheaper than losing thousands, putting up the money up yourself. And I think in that regard, it makes a lot of sense for traders who maybe don't have that much money, who want to get exposure to day trading. And if you're good enough, you can get funded. And if you're not good enough, you're going to lose less than you would putting up the money yourself. Most of the time, at least, I would say. Again, they're a sponsor of mine. They test your skill with a demo account. And it's a great way to learn trading. And again, there's no PDT in futures, so you can day trade the S&P or the NASDAQ or currencies or gold and silver. And again, there's no PDT rule. Essentially, you can day trade the SPY price action or the Q price action. So if you want to check it out, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased, of course, in their favor. They pay me money. But there's the link if you want to check it out. Again, the Dow is ripping up right now. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ's flying up right now as well. The SPY's flying up too. We're up so much short term, I'm hesitant to buy. We got a little mini dip. Again, it's not dippy enough for me to buy it. So we're going to chill and wait. All right, so the Jolts report, we'll put this number up on screen. Jolts openings are expected today at 9.25 million. 9.25 million. ISM manufacturing PMI is expected at, what is it expected at? So ISM PMI is expected at 49. Both drop right here at 10:30 or at 10 a.m. So we'll put that number up on screen. We got a little pullback here. Yeah, I mean, usually I look for like a big run up and then a pullback, and that's just not what we got today. No, I mean, that's what we got up today, but it's not a big enough pullback. I mean, all right, so again, there's the E-mini at 4,200, 4,220s. All right, so last year, lenders denied home loan applications due to insufficient income more often than any other point since records began, according to CNBC. That's scary. Coinbase approves New York crypto traders. Finally, man, maybe I should have bought the dip on the E-mini because we still got a huge bounce back. Again, I'm actually green in equities, which was much better than we were earlier. Still moving up. Maybe I should have bought the dip. Amex doing well today. That's helping me a little bit. Tesla ripping back up. Oil, PayPal both moving up. PayPal has earnings today as well. So yeah, what a crazy world we live in. Yeah, Powell was crazy today for sure. CBS did release earnings today. We got a couple other ones too. We had CVS, Humana. So again, looking at earnings reports today, guys, CVS posted better than expected EPS, better than expected revenue. Humana posted better than expected EPS, better than expected revenue. Wayfair, better than expected EPS, missed rev. Estee Lauder, better than expected EPS, missed rev. Kraft Heinz, better than expected EPS and revenue. Wingstop didn't report, or Wingstop might be out already. We also have Spirit Airlines. They posted better than expected EPS and I think neutral revenue. And that's most of the big boys today. Norwegian Cruise actually came out better than expected as well on both fronts as well. So 3.5 minutes left until the numbers come out, guys. 3.5 minutes or till the market opens. And then again, all the rest of these numbers drop right at 10 a.m. on the dot. Still pushing up, testing highs ahead of the opening bell. Again, 3 minutes, team, 3 minutes. Hey, we only need about 300 subs to break 117,000 subs, team. Only need about 300 to break 117,000. Help your boy hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to put it in sub-only mode prior to the opening bell so we can catch this price action and trade. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit the notification bell. Thanks so much. I appreciate the love. Again, we're going to look for the opening bell to day trade today. All right, guys, here we go. 2 minutes. JetBlue stock drops to the lowest point in more than 10 years, while other airlines follow it. All right, so we're starting to get another little pullback ahead of the opening bell. We got 1 minute left. 1 minute. All right, so another larger pullback here, guys. Here's the opening bell at 20 seconds. 20 seconds. All right, so here's the opening bell. SPY moving up a little bit since then. Tesla, you can see on the bottom right, is starting to pop up a little bit as well. Bull trap, I don't know. All right, so we got a little dip now, finally. I might buy this dip at the open. All right, so we bought one contract here, one contract of the regular E-mini. We're in the cushion building phase, so we just want to build up a cushion first. It's a little bit early after the opening bell to buy, but we'll try it. Small little dip, and remember, we do have the Jolts report today. So, yeah, Tesla falling down. We're going to go ahead and cut that. So, small little loss. We'll try to rinse and find something better to attack today if we can. We'll wait and let the action play out first, see if we can find some better edge right now with all this stuff. Tesla falling way down under the 200 EMA, under the VWAP here, still falling down pretty quickly. Starting to get some really big red action here today too. Tesla back over the 200 EMA. SPY pull it right back down to the VWAP level. Still green on the day though. Rebounding from a pretty red open. The NASDAQ, so tech starting to look a little bit better. So tech's trying to climb back a little bit. Let's see. NASDAQ starting to move back up a little bit though. Again, we're kind of neutral though when you consider everything here, I think. Again, we do have the Jolts report later today in about 28 minutes or so. Market's starting to rebound some. NASDAQ moving all the way back up. So what stock is ripping? It's not Apple, or it's not Tesla. It's not Apple. It's Microsoft. It's NVIDIA. Microsoft and NVIDIA dragging tech back up, even while Tesla's falling down a little bit here. Microsoft and NVIDIA ripping up. Again, NVIDIA all the way up to 412.16s or so. Microsoft edging up some also here throughout all this stuff. Tesla's still struggling to get back over the VWAP, but tech heading back up some here. Tesla cracking lows. And NVIDIA ramped up. Microsoft really helping things today for sure. Tesla coming back down though, so kind of neutral here throughout all this. Tesla's still looking weak. Microsoft and Nvidia both climbing back up, though, or trying to climb up. All right, so we started scalping the NASDAQ a little bit. I should have put it up on the screen, but to be honest, I wanted a little bit better trading. And so you can kind of see we are actually up now about 140 something on the day. Scalping the NASDAQ, we got about a 5-to-1 win-loss ratio. So we lost about 160 at the open and then kind of climbed back. And so we got a cushion on the day now. Again, I'm watching Nvidia and Microsoft and others kind of rip up. And so that's the reason I decided to go long specifically here. Again, Tesla's really been the weak one, but it's been up a lot as well. And then again, Nvidia ramping up too. What else is turning? Home Depot. All right, so let's see if we hold this. NASDAQ still trying. It'll depend on if Tesla can rip up more or not. All right, we're long another NASDAQ contract, but we're going to cut it pretty soon if we can't make money on it. We got out. We were up 30 when we tried to click it, but it looks like we lost about 30. So now we're only up about 108, but it's all good. All right, so we just scalped a little bit more. We're up about 170 on the day. I'm going to put the NASDAQ up because that's kind of been what I've been trading here this morning, about 6 minutes into the open. I like this flag, this little mini flag pattern. Man, I wanted to buy it again. I've been kind of attacking this little mini flag. I see the SPY starting to head up. Tesla's starting to move up a little bit better with this. Equities portfolio is kind of neutral in the day. Again, Microsoft ramping up to like 340s. Again, we got the Jolts report coming out pretty soon too. Tesla fighting back as well. Very choppy action though. And again, today's the day ahead of, or today's the open preceding the FOMC meeting this afternoon. And so what we could get today is choppy sideways neutral activity. I'm not 100% sure, but it's certainly something we could see today. All right, we just ripped up and broke highs for a second in the NASDAQ. Tesla just came all the way back over the 200 EMA volume weighted average price. I'm definitely starting to see more bullish look in markets, but it's this is the range that worries me right here, to be honest. So like, look at this range. All right, so this could be choppy. So until we can break over or under this range, even if we break under it, we could short. It looks like we're going to test it now. And see, then we bounced right back over it. So you can see this little mini range that we got on the chart right now. All right, so again, we're still in that range that we drew here, and you can see it's pretty close. All right, so now we're testing the top of that range again. Tesla back over the VWAP, back over the 200 EMA. SPY still pretty choppy. Again, you should watch NVIDIA and Microsoft. NVIDIA is ripping up, breaking highs, and Microsoft is as well. This is a pretty bullish sign. Part of me wants to buy it here, but we also got to keep an eye on Tesla. I'm going to buy this middle range and then see if we push up to test the high right now. There we go. We're testing the high. How much am I up? 25, 50. It was a much better looking trade, and then it just turned on me. So still in the range. I guess I shouldn't try to pick when we're going to break the range, but it's all good. We got a cushion on the day that we can play with. I want to see if we'll get another chance to break it. We're pretty close to it. Take 2 contracts here. And just get punished. All right, about to break it. Let's see if we can crack it. We want to break the top of that range. We're just so sideways today. Slightly green. Might scale out of this quickly if it doesn't work. There we go. We just took half off. I'm going to get out the rest there because this trade is stressing me out. But we're up 260 on the day. We got a cushion now. Tesla ripped under the break. I think we're still probably going to break this high, but it's so risky. It's difficult to take advantage of. Let's see if I'm right. At top of the range. See, we drew this range like what, 5 minutes ago, and look how accurate that range we drew has been. And so once you can start to kind of identify these ranges, it becomes a lot easier to kind of take advantage of them. And then you can also see when you're starting to show strength. Look, there's the break. I called that thing on the dot. I told you guys what was going to happen. I wish I would have taken advantage of it, but it's a little bit outside of my risk tolerance because there's too big of a likelihood that we're going to break it and then flush down, right? And so because of that, I'm not really messing with it, but it could rip up as well. Who knows? But called the range break. Let's see if it holds. No, basically. Again, what's dragging the market up right now, again, tech, NVIDIA, Microsoft, both ripping up. Coinbase started retail futures today. Nice. So there's the range break. Still pushing. Tesla starting to climb higher. You can kind of gauge the sentiment is how I knew that would probably happen, is because you can see other stocks start to show strength, right? So like the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ here, it's just the 100 largest stocks in the world, right? So I could look at NVIDIA, I could look at Microsoft, I could look at these stocks, see strength in them and say, okay, well, this is about to break the range because Microsoft's ripping up, NVIDIA's ripping up, you know, so forth and so on. So that's how I can kind of gauge what might happen here. But again, it's kind of outside my risk tolerance to do so, even though I was right about it. But with all that said, not the way. I mean, we're still green. We trading it. We're still up 250 plus, but could have been more. Try not to have too much FOMO there. All right, team, we still got 18 minutes or so. Big range break. Market looking much better now. Big range break on the upside. Tesla's still flying back. Maybe if we get a dip, we'll buy it. November 4th, 5th is when daylight savings time. And November 5th, we gain an hour. All right, sorry, I'm on the phone with my wife. I was getting some trading done in the background. I did catch this bounce here. And so you can see I'm now up 335. We ended up losing on the NASDAQ, but we ended up waiting for this to pull back to that bounce. Look at that. Again, look at the range break dip buy that we got involved with. This could be powerful. Like, look, we drew, like, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to say I called this, but like, look at this. We drew this level way back here. We drew the top and bottom of the range, top, bottom of the range. And we told you guys how important this range was. And then look at exactly where we pulled back to. We literally pulled back to exactly the same level that I drew on the chart. Okay, so again, I'll say this again. Once you can get good at drawing support and resistance lines, you can see since the opening trades we've got into, I haven't been red at all on the day, right? And so what I do is I build up a cushion, I take a swing. If I lose like this, I build up another cushion, I take a larger swing. Again, 2.5 to 1 win-loss ratio. And again, market's starting to press higher. We'll see if it actually holds. So we got that little bounce up. Again, we'll see if we get some other stuff, but E-mini's right at the top of the range, like right at the high of the day break. Equities are back green on the day too. SPY's starting to rip up. Again, it's just too high up there for me to really be interested in buying it. I think we have to watch like NVIDIA. We got to watch Microsoft. They're both pulling back currently. So again, I'm hesitant to buy anything currently. I don't want to necessarily attack that. Again, SPY up to almost 420. Everybody's favorite number, you know. Again, Jolts and manufacturing PMI data drops in about 12 minutes or so. 12 minutes. Again, it's FOMC day as well. So, like, you know, be ready for FOMC meeting. Again, we're ripping up, breaking highs again. I like this dip, but it's also risky, but I'll take one contract here. Again, I build up a cushion and then I trade the NASDAQ. So if I lose, it's like not the end of the world. But if I win, it could be a big gain, you know? All right, let's pop up a little bit. Up. I've been flat most of this trade. I want to see if it just retraces higher real quick. There we go. Caught a little $60 gain. You can see we're up about 400 even right now. Almost 3 to 1 win-loss ratio. SPY is heading up nicely on this. Again, the Jolts report drops pretty soon here, team. All right, look at Tesla. Tesla coming all the way back down. Microsoft ripping up. But NVIDIA's falling back down some too. Again, look at Tesla turn. So Tesla's one of the reasons we're really starting to fall. All right, so now we're kind of pulling back a little bit. Again, a lot of the time the market's choppy ahead of the FOMC meeting. So, again, we got 9 minutes until this report drops. 9 minutes before the Jolts job and ISM manufacturing PMI numbers come out. Is crypto dumping? Where's Bitcoin at? I'm trying to watch all the tech stocks while I'm watching everything else. Bitcoin all the way back down to where it was, dude. Weird. What happened? Did we get a fake ETF approval or something? All right, so again, at 8:45, we did have global manufacturing PMI. It came in at 50. Last time was 50. All right, Jolts report coming out pretty soon, team. Pretty soon. We also have the ISM PMI. All right, so still dipping down. Part of me wants to buy this dip now, but again, we got about 6.5 minutes before the Jolts report drops, and so I'm a little bit nervous and hesitant about it. We'll wait until the report comes out first. You see the video, John? Joe Rogan shot an arrow at the Cybertruck. I feel like that will just hype up the Cybertruck some more. Yeah, I mean, I said this yesterday, but it's really great to know, that the Cybertruck is arrow-proof, just in case we're in a Back to the Future 3 scenario, you know what I mean, where we go back in time and have to, deal with like bow and arrows. You know what I mean? It's just really great to know that like in that situation, we're going to be protected if we buy the Cybertruck. So SPY starting to move back up again. Very choppy ahead of the Jolts report. Very choppy. We got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Again, very flat right now. Like we're in a very sideways range, very tight range. Yeah, a lot of stuff about overseas problems. Comcast is reportedly exercising its put option on Hulu today and Disney to pay $8.5 billion next month, according to CNBC. Disney, I mean, we're slightly green on our Disney trade. Our average is 81.07. We're at 81.50 or 81.40 right now. SPY still heading up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty quick with this. All right, Jolts report coming out. Again, Jolts expected at 9.25 million. ISM expected at 49. We had basic manufacturing PMI, which is not really a big release. It drops at 50. It's expected at 50. All right, guys, Tesla flat. Everything's flat. Microsoft's the only thing that's not flat right now, and NVIDIA is not flat on the day either. It's been pushing up. It's pulling back a little bit, but NVIDIA broke 415s earlier. So, again, we got like 4 minutes left, 3.5. Oh, I played Overwatch. Oh, dude, I know about him. The ninja guy shoots arrows. Or no, it's not him. I hated that dude when I played Overwatch, bro. He's kind of like a sniper. I hated that guy with the bow and arrow. I hated that guy and the ninja dude that would like zoom around and be like, I hated that dude too. I used to play it a lot with my friends. Again, I got a lot of Louisiana friends that I don't see very often. And so the only way we can really chill is by playing video games. And so I played a lot of Overwatch, to be honest. Trust me, I know exactly who you're talking about because I hate that dude. Anyways, pull it back right now. Jolts report dropping in about 4 minutes. It's like 40 degrees right now. Yeah, King Kong knows. Exactly right. Those two dudes suck. I hate playing those dudes. Anyways, pull it back to that support level right now. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but we also got like 3 minutes left. I'm going to buy it. Ooh, I got a little high. It's a little bit high. It's all right. We scalped $50. Well, I don't know if we made 50 or 40. Really quick little trade. We're up 430 on the day. 3-to-1 win-loss ratio. Nice little cushion. We'll see if we can keep it up. Again, 3 minutes here, team. 3 minutes before the Jolts report drops. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's a little scalpy strategy, but it works sometimes. Again, we're pulling back to that support level here. I'm going to go ahead and buy a quick little dip. Yeah, 50% of the time, I mean, it works every time, you know. Boom. Another $100. I don't know how much I made there. Around $100. Again, I'm buying it because we're approaching that major support level that we drew earlier. That's been confirmed a bunch as well. So yeah, currently we're up about 550, 530 on the day. About 3.25 to 1 win-loss. Slowly building up that cushion that we need. AMD. Yeah, AMD's flying up too, over 100. I didn't even see that. We covered the AMD earnings yesterday. All right, team. Hey, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes before the Jolts report comes out. Again, y'all hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. I definitely appreciate the support if you haven't already. Let me stretch a little bit. Let me stretch. Ooh. I'm definitely not flexing my muscles, you know. Oh man. Yeah. Anyways, forgot to hit the like button. Hey, do it now. Oh, we got a minute and a half left, team. A minute and a half left. Again, we're pulling back to that major support level. Let's see if it holds. Again, the Jolts report expected at 9.25 million. ISM PMI expected at 49. Both of these drop at the same time and should have a pretty large influence over the market. We'll see if they actually do. What does the poll say? We got almost 1,000 votes. 51% say green. 49% say red. We'll see. All right, guys. 1 minute left. 1 minute. I don't know. Reach out to them and ask them, Don. Yeah, definitely top 3. All right. Here we go. Still at that major support level. Tesla flat. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream. Again, make sure your live button looks like this. I don't have that much time, but make sure your live button looks like this and make sure you're not delayed. Again, bouncing right at that support level we drew. All right, here we go. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. My timer's a little bit early, but that's okay. 20 seconds here, team. 10 seconds. All right, you guys ready? And report's about to go live. You'll watch the market move. All right, guys. So ISM PMI came in at lower than expected at 46.7. Jolts came in higher than expected. So higher than expected Jolts report. Again, Jolts came in at 9.553 million. ISM manufacturing PMI came in at 46.7, lower than expected. So kind of neutral results. More job openings, so economic growth there, but more manufacturing weakness, which is going to be seen as a positive with inflation fearing markets as well. So kind of a flat report here, chopping back and forth. Still over that level. We'll put both of these up in chat. But again, Jolts came in higher than expected. In the Jolts report. And then ISM numbers came in lower than expected. So again, ISM came in at 46.8, and then Jolts came in at 9.53 million here. So again, we're going to put both of these up in chat. Let me know what you guys think about this. Here's the reports right here. Here's the numbers right here. And we'll put this up on screen right there. That's the numbers. Again, 9.553 million for Jolts. Market's mostly reacting positively to this. Again, AMD pushing up, Microsoft pushing up, NVIDIA pushing up. Equities, I'm kind of flat on the day ahead of this FOMC meeting. But again, markets are starting to bounce back up a little bit here on this report. Again, I'm not going to say I called the support level on the dot, but I definitely called it on the dot. Here it is right here. Definitely bounced right at that support level. Again, definitely. Am I the best supporter resistance drawer? Drawer? Is that a word? Drawer? Yeah, I guess drawer is a word. Drawer in the world right now. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm definitely top 3. We're bouncing right there at that support level we drew like 35, 40 minutes ago. And yeah, market looks good. Testing highs of the day on the NASDAQ here. Let's see what the E-mini is doing. So there's the E-mini pushing up a little bit. SPY moving up. SPY testing 420. SPY just broke 420 on the day. Tesla pushing up as well. Tesla moving up also. Right, that's exactly what I said, RB. Jolts is probably seen as a negative because more job openings, i.e. economic growth. PMI under expected means inflation going down. Exactly, that's exactly what I said. So it's neutral again, but the market seems to react positively, and so it looks like the manufacturing PMI is causing more optimism than the Jolts report is causing pessimism for. So that's what it looks like to me. But again, let me know what you guys think. Again, if you haven't already checked out Chart Prime, again, one of the ways we're building up this cushion. Again, we got about a $540 cushion, 3.2 to 5 to 1 win-loss ratio. One of the ways is we're using Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Number one, look at how nice these buy and sell signals are, especially when it says strong, or the buy ones especially have been on point. Look at this buy signal way back here. Beautiful bounce back up. It's a trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, Forex, future. Look at this strong one here. Beautiful bounce. Buy signal here. Beautiful bounce. Sell signal here. Beautiful drop. Sell signal here. Beautiful drop. And again, sell signal here. Beautiful drop. Again, I look like John Madden over here. Definitely top 3. But the point is, it's a trading view indicator service. So that's called the Market Oracle Pro, those buy or sell signals. The other one that I always talk about liking is the Market Oracle, but I use it a little bit unconventionally. And the way I use it is like this, okay? I use it where if I can find a reversal signal and an engulfing candle right on top of each other, like within the same 5 minutes, it works the best. But if they're within 4 candles, so 20 minutes, it's powerful. So look, here's an example of it right here. You see the reversal down and the bearish engulfing right on top of each other. Beautiful predictor of bearish action. Same thing on the upside. If we keep going back here, you can see what I mean. Look, here's another one, literally right on top of each other, and you can create alerts in this as well. Beautiful bounce. Again, test it yourself. It's genuinely powerful. Like, again, I challenge you to back test it yourself. You can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. They also draw chart patterns, have all these other great indicators, smart money concepts, oscillators, all this good stuff. It's very cheap, and you can get it for 40% off if you use my link. Definitely a sponsor of mine. I'm definitely biased in their favor because they pay me money. But if you want to check them out, there's the link. Great way to help support the channel. I'll also put the link up in the description. I appreciate the love and support, guys. Thanks so much. And again, we'll see what the market does today. Remember, today is the FOMC meeting. So today is the FOMC meeting. And so today is a day in which a lot of the time we get choppy action heading into this report. So a lot of the time we get choppiness heading into this report. Hopefully, we get some good action. But the market, a lot of the time historically, has been pretty flat heading into this report. Again, the report drops at 2 p.m. We will stream the entire thing completely live like we always do. So if you haven't already subscribed, guys, we will stream the entire thing live on stream right here. And so again, subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the notification bell. We will be back later on today. Good luck. I appreciate the love and support, guys. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, let me know what you guys think today real quick in chat. Do you think we're going to end green or red today based off of all these reports? Again, we got like PayPal, Roku earnings this evening too. We're not going to stream those because they're not really big enough. But Apple earnings tomorrow, jobless claims tomorrow, Friday unemployment payrolls, a lot of big stuff dropping, team. Will Powell help or hurt the market? Let me know in chat. Market's falling down a little bit. Again, maybe I stopped trading at the right time. What do you guys think? We're up 600 on the day for 530 on the day. I'm just going to round up. Red, 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 red. Okay. Hey, we'll see if we're red again. Let me know, guys. Love you all. Be back bright and early again. Subscribe. Hit the bell because we'll stream the entire speech, the entire press conference, the entire rate hike decision completely live. Thousands of people tune in for this because we cover it very quickly. Subscribe if you want real-time data drops. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Y'all be good.